me give you some interesting things besides that their genes don't relate to anything else that's here. And the panspermia thing, and the whole thing about how cephalopods are not connected to the same tree that every other life form is. Basically, they have chromophores. That this is what gives them their properties to become camouflaged, to change their skin, and even make it bumpy, not bumpy, sharp, smooth, and change color. Chromophores. That is their top layer of their skin, which can change back and forth from black to red to yellow. Underneath that layer are artophores, and the artophores basically reflect sunlight that comes down into that layer of skin and reflects it back out through the top layer of chromophores. And then there are leucophores, and leucophores are receptors that also reflect the sunlight, but on another level that is even finer tuned to where it can create metallic blues and all these different things. And they don't just have those three layers and use them individually in their skin. They work with them and use them together and rotate which ones of those layers of skin they are using in the blink of an eye to determine how they are shifting their colors. And basically, I mean, that alone is absolutely phenomenal. But and to give you, they do that in a blink of an eye. So to give you an example, a chameleon also changes colors. Now, but the chameleon doesn't intelligently do it with its brain deciding to do it, like the octopus does, and it can do it in a blink of an, literally as fast. It's literally as fast as you can blink your eye is as fast as they can change. The chameleon's change takes up to 20 seconds, and that's because it is done through hormones. Right. They don't choose to do it and control themselves in that way.
Yeah, it's more of a fear response.
Yes, and yes, or a stress response and changing, and it takes up to 20 seconds, not in the blink of an eye. They have 3 hearts. Did you know that about octopus?
Yes.
Okay, they have 3 hearts. They have the beak that have... What business, Ronnie, does the beak have? Being on an animal with no bones, a big old pile of glue. And
They're munching on mollusks.
They have a bird beak in there, though. So that's cool, too. But they have the 3 hearts. Did you know... How many brains do you think an octopus has, Ronnie?
2.
9.
9?
They have a large overall brain in their head that controls overall response. That can override the other smaller brains. They have a brain that is located...
You're going to have to show a picture of...
Oh, I am going to show all of this.
Even if it's an animated one of the fucking, like, brains.
I'm an editing genius. It's up right now, and we just don't know it yet because I haven't put it in there yet. But now it is. Because I am from the future. Yes, and here we are. They have 9 brains, Ronnie. They have a large one that controls everything inside of their head, and then they have an individual brain inside each of their 8 limbs, which can function on its own without literally their nervous system works in such a way that the overall brain can be thinking about something while it moves through the water without thinking. When we open a bottle... Like I just opened your beer bottle because you don't know how to do it with a lighter or something.
I don't have a lighter, and the lighter was in your pocket.
But when we do that...
Get a bottle opener
When we do that, we our mind, it seems like to us, that's a non-thinking thing. But the way that our bodies work is actually that our mind has to think about that for a second. Tell us, our limb to put the thing here, to apply a certain amount of pressure, to pop the bottle up, and it's all a step-by-step process, even though it doesn't seem that way. That's the way our brains work. And an octopus, their brains work in a way where their overall brain can think about their eyes looking around, is that a shark, what's going on there? And they literally do not put any thought. Their nervous system doesn't connect the brains in such a way where their legs are doing what they want them to do. And the only thing that the overall brain has control over is it can overpower the individual smaller brains inside of each of their limbs, of their 8 tentacles, when it wants to say, okay, we're lifting up and swimming now. But when the octopus is walking along the ocean floor, the legs are walking on their own, each individually doing its own thing.
So there's almost a brain for each leg.
There is a brain for each leg. When they open bottles, because they can do that.
Yes,
they can open jars and bottles.
Yeah, I've seen that.
They don't use their overall brain to do that.
Yeah.
That is their limbs. And they don't just use all the limb brains need to do that. Maybe only 2 of them need to do that. And the other 6 can be doing something else. And their overall brain can be thinking about something else. And they just are of a different kind of intelligence, but there are us.
Well, to be fair, they're kind of a different breed.
They are a different breed, and that's what I'm saying. It makes them truly like the concept of that. Did something asteroid hit here that spurred on their development to where their intelligence, their development to become intelligent and become octopuses from the overall cephalopod was so rapid.